Okay, so everybody, Lisa Lucas, our board president. And Lisa, if you would like to go ahead and kick us off for the evening, that would be great.
I'd be happy to. Hi, everybody. How's everybody doing? And now it's like to a sea of audience members that I can't see. But
Hi.
hi. I hope you're all doing well and staying safe. And, I hope you're all working on different things. I know I am, and a lot of people I know. It's January. It's 2021. We made it. Oh my God. It's just what a year, right? And I just want to thank you all for attending and welcome you here tonight. We have a lot of really cool things to talk about and share with you today. We want to update you on all the stuff New Mexico Women in Film is doing. So the biggest thing in January is the launch of the new membership structure, the website, and why we feel this was something we wanted to do. And the main reason is we really want to help women in film at various stages in our careers. And we want to, do large scale education, career growth. We want to focus on completing independent projects and just really be here as a support for you in where you are now and how can you get to where you want to be. And so we're excited about that. When I first started in Women in Film in New York, there was a very similar structure. And I remember thinking, I can't wait till I get here. I can't wait till I get here. And then it was just super satisfying. Well, every networking opportunity was very satisfying. And I really loved meeting all the people I did then. And I really love doing it now. And I cannot wait till we can be in a room together. This sucks, but I appreciate everybody hanging in there. And I, pray that the vaccines are going to be good and we're going to be there maybe in the spring. I don't know, maybe we can do something. The other thing I want to remind everybody about for this launch in January is that we have discounts right now for both existing and new members on your annual renewal rates. And this is a great time to renew or activate if you haven't. And you probably got an email that said, okay, wait till January, on hold. And there are a lot of people in that limbo. So now's the time to do it. If you can, there's some great rates and discounts. Okay. The next thing is, so we have this revamped website. You're going to want to go check out NMWIF.com if you haven't already. We've done some stuff to the style and we're focusing really on brand promotion. And we really, one of our biggest things this year, and I think that's something we just have yet to do, and that is, and a lot of organizations in New Mexico, frankly, is, especially in film, is how do we get, those large dollar sponsors so that it's not just membership that is your income, but that, provides the scholarships and everything else and the mixers and all the things that we do and the workshops and everything. And we really want to, begin the process, and we will do this this quarter, of reaching out to the big gun players, asking for their sponsorship dollars, which I believe we can get. And also we are focusing on a professional member directory, which I'm very excited about too, because that's always a thing that people land here, or there's people here that you don't know about if you're a local and you're working here. And, it's important that we know who all the most experienced people are. Okay. Also, we really want to provide the most impactful events, the most impactful workshops, the most relevant teachers and pros, how to provide financial support to members through grants and scholarships. We're really hoping that these large scale donors that we're going to be seeking out this year are going to enable us to do things on a bigger, higher scale with those numbers of, it's really a big difference from, of course, any dollar amount helps, and anybody who makes anything independently knows this. Okay, if I get a $250 sponsorship or scholarship, I'll take it, right? But of course, if you could get a $5,000 one, you could make a short film, right? And so it's really looking at dollars that could really help someone. If you could get a short film made, you can get it in festivals. It could be a calling card. It just moves you along faster in your career, which is our goal. All right, and then the next thing that we're focusing on also is the membership part of the website. There are some significant changes, and I encourage everybody to check these out. The new features. One is the full member directory. There's also a forum now where you can connect between events with other members. You can share your project links. You can post job listings. You can share stories of inspiration of a thing you worked on. You can ask questions about the industry. So we're really thrilled about that. Also, it's going to be, there will be easy event registration on there. We're going to have, it's Wild Apricot is the app that we use. And so we're encouraging people to download the app and have easier access to all this stuff. You can get your member profile, event tickets, the member directory, all on your smartphone. So that's cool. And this is also, okay, we're going into the 21st century here. You can access your membership card on this. So you don't have to carry around a card. We can save some, I guess it's trees and plastic, and have it all be digital. So that's totally cool. And instead of mailing the annual, cards in the mail, which saves us on postage, which is really expensive these days and slow. Okay, it's so weird. It's like being standing on stage without any audience. All right, now we're at the next slide, I believe, which is clarifying member access. Now, if there's any confusion, and I don't know if there is, and I don't know if this is something to bring up in the chat, the thing we wanted to emphasize is that all members have access to regular scheduled meetings, event special pricing discounts, member benefits like discounts on Final Draft or Movie Magic or things like that. And the only thing that's different is at a pro level, there are these other networking meetings for just that level, and they're 4 a year. But basically, everyone has access to everything else. So it's not like, anything's being, you don't have access to everything. So just wanted to be clear about that. And, we really want to provide mentorship, grant and scholarship opportunities, and the student members are going to have perhaps additional access to things sometimes when they're in a mentorship capacity. So just wanted to point that out. Okay, what else? What else is happening? All right, so now I'm gonna toss to Carrie Rose to talk about what our committees are doing.
Fantastic. Thank you. And just to clarify on some of that technical stuff, our new websites, things like that, if you have any trouble using any of our websites or anything like that, feel free to email us. I'll throw our email in the chat box. It's our Gmail email that's even on our website. And I'll be happy to answer or field any questions if you guys have any technical issues using, downloading the app or anything of that nature. The main membership website also has links to both the Apple Play Store and the Google Play Store for downloading the Wild Apricot member app. But quickly, what we're going to be doing now is, I think this is in addition to some of the stuff that Lisa just talked about that we really changed to refocus how we were supporting everybody and their career growth in the industry this year was also by kind of re-coordinating how our board worked and how we assembled to focus on different topics. And so we came up with key working committees that our boards chair and are members of, but we're also welcoming our existing membership to become volunteers and partner with us and work on these committees with us just to contribute and help us coordinate, our annual member events. So we're going to go ahead and go through our committees, and Lisa and I are going to fill in. We have a couple of our board members that couldn't attend tonight, so Lisa and I will fill in for some of these, but
so I think we're trying to fill that void as best we can because they don't have anything right now. They don't have the directory. They don't have the locations database. They're going through a lot of changes because of their software, Real Scout, if you know what that is. And if you want to get into it, just email me and I'll be happy to explain. I'm not going to take the time here, but I think that's why we're doing it, because there's nothing. And so there needs to be a place where people can put their, experience down for when people need to hire people. There has to be somewhere. I hope that answers. Anyway, Carrie Rose, are you back?
Thank you. Yes, I'm so sorry. I don't know how that happened, but my meeting completely kicked me out, and then somehow it reappeared and everything was still recording. So we'll see how that turns out on the other end, but my apologies. Thank you.
Can I just jump in on what Lisa was saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because there's many components to that, but there's another one that's important, and that's networking. These bigger companies that are coming in don't want to network with every single person, but if we, a handful of us, can network with them and bring New Mexico women in film to the forefront in their minds, this is something we can do that individuals can't necessarily do. But there are many of us on the board, or used to be on the board, who can do this and are willing to do this. And that's another branch of moving outward.
It takes time to establish, but honestly, you guys all know, once the word gets out of like, oh, I could just go there and I could find everything I need, you know how it is. It's so turnkey and fast. Even if it's just contact information of a main person that could get you to someone else, you're going to do that. But the word has to get out, and that would happen through these networking opportunities. So we want to do that. We want to reach out to all those people that do the hiring.
Okay, are we ready to get into committees? Thank you guys so much for covering our content there where we had that jump. Okay, so first up for our committees is going to be our communications committee. And our chair of this committee is actually one of our board members, Jordan Aquino. She is actually doing COVID training for a job that she just got hired on for, I believe, to start working on set soon. And so she's got, unfortunately, a conflict there. So I'll cover her committee updates for communications committee today. And basically, the focus of this committee is to really focus on our social media, website, newsletter content, supporting, the way our organization messages, and then also how we partner with other people in the film community to promote and cross-share their messages, as well as work with all of the committees. So as they come up with workshops or events or things like that, we'll help make sure it gets promoted and marketed, and we hopefully get the best turnouts as possible. So we're also responsible for the production of 2 online series that we kind of were birthed due to the pandemic. Our live Instagram series called Ready, Set, Film New Mexico is hosted by Jordan, and that features film industry, people from across the film industry, from different elements, actors, directors, casting directors, art department. She really loves to interview key people in both the New Mexico and international industry, just to get their perspectives, their feedback, and kind of their expertise to share. So those are great. If you follow us on Instagram, you can always see when those are going live. We also have the Storyteller Series, which I actually host right now. And that's for New Mexico Women in Film members that have projects that are really focused on gender equality, LGBTQIA rights, environmental impacts, climate change. I mean, anything that are really the big social issues of our day and age. We're really trying to help those storytellers kind of focus on those stories and projects and where they're at. What's really cool about both of these particular productions is that we've had a great time filming them. We're going to continue with season 2s this year. And as we get COVID safe, we are actually going to be filming these on set at the local Albuquerque studios for the public access channel. The city of Albuquerque recently reinvested in their public access channel studios, and they did a really great job with not only the studio building and the facility itself, but all the equipment that is there. So what's great about these is when we're safe to get back into it, we're going to need volunteers that want to help for all types of positions to help us get these series produced, including camera, sound, editing, post-production, all those types of things. So we're really going to be a committee that if you're going to want to volunteer and have some opportunities for future kind of production opportunities, will definitely be a committee that you want to consider. We do have a great live Instagram event for Ready, Set, Film this Saturday, 2 p.m. Jordan is going to be joined by the casting director and CMFA method founder, Faith Hibbs Clark. And that is going to be a wonderful interview. She's going to discuss upcoming projects, all things casting in New Mexico, and Faith's science-based acting method. So that's just kind of a little preview. Instagram, follow us on our Instagram channel. We're just New Mexico Women in Film, easy to find, and you can tune in. We also share recordings of those, so if you miss them, you can catch them whenever is good for you. We also would love it if you guys ever have any ideas to submit guests that you think would be great to have on the show. Maybe there's people in the industry that you're connected to that you think would be wonderful to highlight. And so if you ever have anybody that you think would be a great guest on the show that you would love to connect us with, feel free to email us and we'll be happy to reach out and try and arrange that. The city of Albuquerque or the studio, they don't offer production training opportunities, but what they do provide, Amy, is free access to local organizations to use their production studios. And everything that you film there also gets streamed on the public access channel. So it would just also expand where people can catch our broadcasts. So that's why we'll be really looking to use that facility. That is about it for the communications committee. Again, volunteers for us are really going to want to potentially be involved in production sets in the future, as well as if you guys are active on social media and you'd love to be even just an influencer where you just commit to sharing content that's on our page to your followers. You can even volunteer to be a social media influencer for us. So we'd be happy to talk to you as well. We'll share it at the end, but just to let everybody know, when you go to our member website, all the ways to volunteer are, and the link to actually complete your volunteer form are listed there. You do have to be an active member to see that on the website. Okay, and so I'm going to go ahead. And Lisa, I don't know if we have Belle or I did not see if we had Belle or Sandy Kay hop into the meeting yet. I'm wondering did you want to talk about Sunflower?
I can. I don't think we have them because we have people working right now.
Yeah, we do.
They're working really
They're
hard.
busy.
So I mean, I can, or you can, or on this one, or whatever you want to do.
Yeah, why don't you cover Sunflower just to go over their highlights, and then I'll cover Film Festival for our next one.
Okay, so what is the Sunflower project committee doing? Well, they, just to read what it says here, are helping members reach their goals of becoming legitimate filmmakers by providing real world mentorship and financial assistance in bringing their projects to completion. And they will be welcoming volunteers as well to support these different projects. And I wish Belle and Sandy were here to explain some of the cool things that they're doing, but there are lots of opportunities. And I think that there's a documentary opportunity that I know about. There is a potential TV series in development. They're talking about some PSAs and all kinds of awareness, different kinds of things like that. And if you volunteer, you will be supporting the project. And they are also doing a thing where you can submit, am I right, Carrie Rose, to be in a selection process for this sort of overview of mentorship help for your project? Isn't that part of it as well?
So yeah, that's going to be kind of their biggest ticket item. And one of the reasons why we're going to go and ask the larger dollar sponsors so that we can put together Belle's big goal. I can kind of recap is to create an actual submission process where if you have a project that you believe is really ready to go and you've been held at that barrier of, I haven't been able to find anybody to help me get the money I need to start hiring people and get it produced, right? You're stuck kind of in that development, ready for pre-production, production phase. Her goal is to actually create a sunflower seed project where twice a year, our members have the opportunity to submit an application. All the projects that go through the application submission process would be reviewed by the Sunflower Project Committee. Top submissions would be selected to go through a pitch event where you'd actually get some experience pitching your project. The one that passes and gets kind of selected through that pitch process is the Sunflower Project that gets worked on by that committee. It seeds their effort. So it helps you start your production. Volunteers for the Sunflower Committee will have an opportunity to hopefully volunteer to work on those production sets, or to even actually take up a job on one of those production sets, depending on how much gets funded and how much of the budget can get covered by it. So it's just going to open up almost the opportunity for us to give them a grant so that they own the ownership of the film. It's not a New Mexico Women in Film actual project. They get to keep the ownership of it, but we're going to work out ways where we can create grants and scholarships so that it actually gets them past those funding barriers, if I'm explaining that correctly.
One of the other things too is there's two sides to getting anything made. It's development and then there's producing something. And what you've just described is that producing part. And what I have talked to them both about too on this Sunflower Project is putting together, the development part, because if you can't do the front end of it, how do you get to the next phase? And it's so crucial to have, the right development materials. It costs money to make these things. You got to have a reel, you got to do decks, you got to, write out if it's a TV series and, episodic, or if it's a feature, you have to have one sheets, and do all of these things. And so there's an element of beginning something with that too. And we've really only discussed the producing part here, but that is definitely something that will be added to this year to help people, because you might submit a project. What if it's not in the ready to produce? What if I have this great idea, I don't even know where to start. Do I do a deck? Do I do this? And if I do a deck, what does it look like? Because those trends change all the time for the different, mediums. So anyway, I'm really excited about this because this really helps people get their stuff done, and it's reviewed by people who are doing it right now. So I think we can really help people, move their stuff along. And that's what it is. How many of us get stuck? You get stuck because you don't have anybody to go to, or you don't know what to do, and you need professional eyes and feedback. And usually if you call a consultant. That costs money too. So we want to provide that for you as a member. So.
Right. And, it could be that, we couldn't do your entire project, but we could help you get your trailer made. Right. And it gets you, it's just, I know that our big goal, the Sunflower, I know when you and Belle, when we were all talking and it kind of inspired, it was all about being that seed to help people finally get their project growing. So yeah, I think it's going to be a really wonderful opportunity throughout the year, and just keep an eye out as we get more concrete things ready to go and applications and submission processes ready. We'll certainly be alerting all of our members so that you can know if you qualify to submit and how to get started. Anything else you wanted to touch on for Sunflower Project Committee, Lisa?
Nope.
Okay. And then we also have our Film Festival Committee. Leslie and Deborah are both working their tushies off on productions right now. So they are our co-chairs for this particular committee. And we're basically going to start putting together, we had a lot of feedback from previous members that there wasn't they didn't feel there was a way to kind of showcase their work. And we want to keep providing more and more of that opportunity for our members to be producing and showing their work in the community as well. So we are going to create an annual New Mexico Women in Film sponsored film festival. It will be to showcase not only our members, but primarily New Mexico made films, although I believe there will be some international categories that we might open it up to, since we are part of a larger WIFD and WIFT US chapter kind of organization. This is kind of really pandemic pending. Deborah and Leslie weren't really too keen to try and shove in another online film festival at the start of 2021. They'd rather wait to kind of see what happens with the community throughout the early spring, and then make more announcements about the timing of the first one. It could be that they start really planning it this year, but it doesn't go live until next year. But volunteers will have the opportunity that volunteer to support this committee would have the opportunity to be part of festival planning, submission and selection process, as well as hopefully, if we're having in-person festivals, be part of the teams that execute festival events, showcases, and panels, and actually help us put the whole thing together. They're very excited because they believe that this helps grow the access our members have to premiering their work. And just to let you know, though, they are going to have a very high quality benchmark. I believe that is a big mission for them. And so they're really going to challenge our members to submit their best work for this festival. So yeah, lots more to come on the Film Festival Committee, but I think another great kind of initiative that we're opening into this year and going forward. And Janet, we finally get to stop talking, Lisa. Janet is the chair of our membership committee. And Janet, could you talk a little bit about your kind of vision and ways people might be able to volunteer to support?
Yeah, first of all, what I'd like to say to everybody who's on the call, who's not working, just because you hear us say so-and-so is working, so-and-so is working, you should not feel bad that maybe 5 of us on the board are working, because you never know what working actually means in this world, especially in the film world. And I'm sure they're all doing what they're supposed to be doing, and that's it. So don't feel bad. The next thing I really want to say is this is not our group. This is not the board's group. New Mexico Women in Film is for everyone. And you are New Mexico Women in Film. If you don't want to participate, then that's one less person that we can rely on to try to pull this thing off. So we really need for everybody to get their act together and in whatever way they can participate with New Mexico Women in Film. Now, there's lots of things that I keep thinking we could do. One of the things I want you all to realize, we are a global, we have always been a global group. When I was president of New Mexico Women in Film, I was also vice president of WIFTI, which is the international group. And I got an email yesterday from the head of WIFTI who read our blurb, who read the blurb that Carrie Ann sent out and wanted to just thank me for continuing my work. Well, that's an international person that is reading the blurb that we put together that says what we're all doing. So recognize that it's not just New Mexico people that are reading this. So contributing to this and being part of this membership is terribly important for you and for your growth. So understand that we are a global group. I've thought of things that could be done for the membership, because I do think membership participation is what it's all about. And so I got approval on one of them today. I thought it would be interesting if we had once in a while separate Zoom calls. Let's say a Zoom call for directors. So if you're a director, you join that Zoom call. If a separate for producers, you're a producer, you join that. Or you want to be a producer, you join that. And you just for a little while talk. I'm part of a writing group because I'm writing a book right now, which is, and I've never written a book. I've never really written anything. And it was astounding to me today on that group, and the group was small, there was 11 of us, that group chat, that what I didn't know was pathetic. I did not know that a manuscript had to be in a certain format, and that if you hard copied it, it was one format. If you sent it electrically, it was another format. I know about scripts. I don't know about this. These kind of things we can help each other with. This is what the membership is for. I fell down the rabbit hole with the new office program. I just can't figure it out. I reached out to someone I know who knows it. She cleared it up immediately. So two things. If we had these Zoom calls, every once in a while, no big deal. And you joined it if you were an actor, whatever, what's going on, what are you doing, who are you studying with, that kind of thing. And write down the line. And then also, if there was a way, if you had a problem, and this I haven't asked Carrie about yet, but if you had a problem and you were stuck like I was with Office, how does it work? If I could put it out there, who knows Office, the new Office? Can you please just get in touch with me and help me? That would have saved me. I thank God that Robin Williams was there for me today because I was able to get to do that. So those two things are membership things that we can continue to do. But we also need you to tell us, what do you want to do? So our membership committee is there, and you can just go ahead and email any one of us. I'm probably around more than the others because I'm retired. So just go ahead and email me and I will try to help, and we'll try to put all of this together. One last thing, these are the kind of things that membership can do. I got an email from Karen Cook. Karen Cook is one of the 4 original New Mexico Women in Film founders. And she's doing something because a family member was very ill and in St. Vincent's, and she realized how hard they were working. So she is collecting Valentine's Day cards for the New Mexico healthcare workers. And it's on our site. If you write a Valentine's card, it's on our site where you can drop it off by Valentine's Day, even before that. And she will take them over to the hospital. Now, I want you, when you do this, and I want you all to do it, I want you to sign your name and New Mexico Women in Film on this, because that's the kind of stuff that gets us recognized. It's that kind of community project that people end up saying, wow, New Mexico Women in Film sent us this. So if you have a pencil, grab it now. It's Karen, Karen, Koch, Koch, @mac.com. A simple Valentine's card and with New Mexico Women in Film on it. So that's kind of basically, let's see what I should have been talking about, volunteers and all of that stuff. But basically come up with your own program and throw it to us and see if we can do it.
I think Janet brings up something really important, and that is communication and access. I want everybody to feel like you could reach out to a member. You've got their email in the directory, and it's like, hey, you know, we're here for you. We have to support each other, whether it's the simplest question about some kind of hell do I get on this app, to, you know, I have this project and I wanted to, you know, ask you a question about it or whatever to get it to somebody, or I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, or I want to start this thing. Do you guys think this is a good idea? Could New Mexico Women in Film help? It's that kind of interaction and communication that is going to make us, you know, and we have to understand that we are here for each other and no one else is going to help us. We have to help ourselves. Okay. So I'm reaching out the hand to you to all of us to work together and to lift each other up. So don't feel like you can't communicate to somebody, okay, if you need something.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm going to move us. Janet, did you have anything else for membership committee?
Nope.
Are you good? Okay. And one thing, one of the reasons why we revamped our main membership website, the Wild Apricot website that was linked earlier, is, you know, we want it to be a destination where you go in between events, so that there is a forum there that's easy for you to post, hey, I need help with something. If you know how to use Final Draft, I need formatting help, you know, or you know, Word or whatever it might be. Or, you know, using that member directory more and actually looking, you know, for each other as a resource and saying, I'm going to look and check out anybody who is either in this union or in the Writers Guild or primarily works you know, as a production assistant right now, and ask their advice on this question and contact them. It's another reason, just quick point before we move on to our final few slides, is it's a great reason to go in and just make sure your membership is fully updated. That profile, some of the fields have changed after our updates, and you want to make sure that your directory profile has all the correct information on it. So if you haven't yet, go to your member profile and make sure you've updated all of those details. You know, a lot of the ways that we were able to try and figure out where people got placed in our new membership levels was because of information or lacking information on those profiles. So the more information that you have there, just the better I think it is for that use of that directory. Okay, Lisa, if you want to just let people know about some of our upcoming events.
Okay, here we go. This is really exciting. In February, we are going to have our members meeting, and we're going to be talking about the upcoming legislative month and any film impacting, you know, legislation in the state. There will be discussions about equity agreements and unions, especially in regard to our new world Zoom style, you know, performances and things that people are doing in productions during the pandemic. We're going to be partnering with friends at DGA, WGA, SAG, IATSE 480 to share any more updates or membership facts that will be important to know for 2021. That's going to be good for you, working people. Also, in March, we will have the quarterly pro members meeting, which is going to be fun. We're going to have a conversation about the Oscars. We're going to feature member Jen Garcia and her short film Pozole and more. And, you know, the Oscars are in April this year. So, you know, who knows? Who knows where we'll be? I've got 7,000 screeners to watch. I haven't watched anything, and all these, I got to vote and all this stuff. I don't know about you, but let's see what else. We're going to be discussing, March felt like a good month to address the continuing problem of women and the BIPOC community in both opportunity and recognition in the film industry. So Jen speaking is going to be awesome, and we'll have, I'm sure, a very productive discussion with her and about her, you know, nearly receiving an Oscar nomination on her short film and what that whole experience was like. And also we're going to talk about Barbara Bentry's great thing that happened to her. If you saw the post, I believe it was on Instagram, you know, her film, Dave Grusin, Not Enough Time documentary, is on the wild card list for Oscar contention. So we're just so excited for her. I mean, it's a crazy year. There's so many amazing doc films. It's unbelievably competitive this year, but you know, she wrote, directed, and produced a beautiful film, and we're just so proud of her. And she's one of our own here at New Mexico Women in Film. So that's going to be fun to talk to her as well. So registration for these events will be open soon, so stay tuned, and we will have some additional exclusive workshops. Don't forget the workshops. Did Jordan want to talk about that, or no, we're not talking about that yet?
Yeah, we are actually. Jordan just couldn't make it tonight, so we can,
Okay.
you can definitely share.
She's having a cast. She's starting, she got together with Sam Stieglitz, I believe is his name, and he's a casting director, right?
Yes, she is.
She is. And I guess a really influential one in LA is coming and doing a really cool workshop for 10 members, and then you can audit as well. So, and that's unlimited, correct? So that's going to be super cool. And Jordan loves this woman, and says she's fantastic. So I'm really looking forward to that.
Yeah, she was the casting director for Pretty Little Liars, Burn Notice, and Body of Proof, and is the founder of Audition Pro LA. And some of her clients include Topher Grace, Jackie Tone, and Jesse Garcia. So,
and if Stranger Things is going to come back here as it's supposed to, she does that show.
Yeah. So very cool stuff with that. And that's going to be a self-tape workshop. And then there's also going to be a contest to win a 4-week workshop with Tony Dupay and Marie McCaster? And that is going to be coming up next month. So contest details on how you submit to get a spot in that workshop will be coming out very, very soon. The Sam Stieglitz workshop will be more towards the early spring.
Yes, so that's what we have for right now. But it's, you know, I just want to congratulate everyone on making it through 2020, and that you know, even though we're all here, I think it's been a time of not only reflection, but incubation and working on things from home. And I know so many people that are doing incredible things on this call. And I'm really proud of you. And I've just, you know, I really want to see us go to the next level as an organization. And I think we can, and we will. So I'm excited about that. If you have any follow-up questions at all, you can email us. And I just want to thank you for being here. Thank you for taking time out to check this out. And I hope to see you at some of these things. Absolutely. And I hope to see you in person later.
Yeah.
It'd be nice.
Also, I just actually too, and on the screen and in your chat box is a link. We'd love to have your suggestions. As Janet mentioned earlier, this is your community. And so we want to put together items and events and workshops that really serve your needs. So please don't hesitate to visit that link. And we welcome it. It's a quick 6-question survey, but it helps us really gather your best kind of ideas and insights on how we can best plan events for you guys in our community. So please take some time to fill that out. That would be great.
Can I just say something really quick, you guys? I just want you to know about public access here in New Mexico. I fought 10 years to keep the city from selling it off. And what people don't understand is it's actually an incredible feed school for starting filmmakers. And the deal with the city that they worked out with Comcast is that they have to produce a certain amount of content. So they're hungry for people approaching them to get shows on, which is an incredible opportunity. So please, please, please follow through on that, especially if you have like a, you know, it gives you tremendous television experience. It gets you a chance to get a television series out there that you could then present on your resume, and it's all sponsored by the city, and they need content. So you would be giving them a gift. So please, please, please look into that.
Yeah, thank you so much,
Laura,
Laura.
Yeah, Laura, that sounds great. If you could work up a little bit about what the union requirements or non-requirements are for working with that, because that's a big problem for a lot of us that are union members, exactly what we can do and what we can't do.
I will talk to the city about that. Great question. Thank you.
Thanks, Lara.
That's so wonderful. Thank you. And Laura, just follow up with me. And I'm glad we were able to get you to sneak that in, because I have been so excited to see what the city of Albuquerque has invested into that studio. And it's really exciting to have that available to our community. So I should have known you were part of keeping that going.
I fought a hard battle with city council for 10 years and we won, kind of. So make it worth it,
Wonderful.
folks.
Yeah, right.
Excellent. Excellent.